Hello children, today we are going to revise the lesson Respiration in Organism. Children, respiratory, first we will discuss what is the difference between breathing and respiration. All you know, breathing is a physical process, only exchange of gases takes place by inhalation and exhalation. And respiration is a chemical process. In this, chemical reaction takes place, food is broken by oxygen and production of carbon dioxide and water vapor takes place, and also large amount of energy is released. Now children, we are going to discuss respiratory system in animals. Okay, different animals, you know, from unicellular to multicellular, there is a large range of organisms. First, we are going to discuss in unicellular, example of unicellular organisms, amoeba and paramecium. Here, the exchange of gases takes place by direct diffusion process. Semi-permeable membrane is there. Okay, oxygen goes in and carbon dioxide comes out. So, in unicellular, by diffusion process take place respiration, like exchange of gases, and then oxygen is used by the organism for respiration process. Now come to through skin. Some animals like earthworm and amphibians like frog and all, when they are in water, they breathe through by their moist skin. Oxygen, this directly dissolve in air, directly dissolve in through the skin in the body, and it is taken up by the cells, okay, and utilized by the cell. Next is, so the example of through skin is frog when it is in water, earthworm through air holes. Some animals like insects, in their body, at the side of their body, they have holes, and we call these holes spiracles. They have tracheal system. These holes open in a tube-like structure, and air goes in this tube-like structure and circulate in the whole body and transport oxygen, okay, for respiration process. Now next you come to the through gills. Aquatic animals such as fish, they are having gills, and also tadpoles. Frogs baby are called tadpoles. They are having gills for taking oxygen in. Okay, these gills, gills are what? They are slits and are made up of a large number of thread-like structure. We call those structures filaments. These filaments are richly supplied with tiny blood vessels called capillaries. When water enters the body of the fish through the mouth, it flows over the gills. The blood in the capillaries absorbs oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. This oxygen is further used for the process of respiration. Now come to the respiratory system in humans through lungs. Humans respire through lungs. Okay. Children, where the lungs are located in the chest cavity. They are protected by the ribs. Okay. And they are protected by the ribs. The ribs also support the lungs and help to pump air in and out. And also children, there is a just beneath the lungs, there is a dome-shaped muscle, and we call this dome-shaped muscle diaphragm. This diaphragm contracts and expands, relaxes when the exchange of gases takes place. Now, passage of air in human. How this air enters in human. Passage of air in humans we are going to discuss. Children, all you know, through nostrils we breathe in. First the air goes to the nostril. From nostril it goes to the pharynx, the passage is there, then to the thorax, larynx. After pharynx, the larynx is there. Okay, from after larynx, I am going to draw here, the trachea is there. Okay, this is made of cartilage, half ringed structure. Okay, you can feel it. This is trachea. Trachea is opened into bronchi. Okay, these bronchi further divide into several bronchioles, very tiny tubes. We call them bronchioles. So this is trachea, this is bronchi, and then the tiny one is called bronchus and two is called bronchi. Okay, one is what? Bronchus. And this bronchus divided into many bronchioles and it form a balloon-like structure. You know, these bronchioles, thin tube, open in bronchiole, open in a air sac. Air sac. Now children, the air goes from nostrils to the larynx. After larynx it goes to the trachea. From trachea it goes to the bronchi. From bronchi it goes to the bronchiole. From bronchiole it goes to the alveoli. This is what? Alveoli. Here exchange of gases takes place. How? These alveoli, they have very rich supply. This air artery is coming, okay, and vein, they are joined. All you know now, arteries, vein, and they joined by capillaries. Okay, these capillaries, they are there at the lining of this alveoli. Okay, now from pulmonary artery, what kind of blood comes? Deoxygenated or carbon dioxide rich blood comes, and exchange of gases takes place. Oxygen goes in and carbon dioxide comes out by the process of diffusion. Okay, you can see the picture in the book. By the process of diffusion, I am drawing here this pulmonary artery, these are veins or capillaries. Okay, and in these capillaries what exchange of gases takes place, and all these capillaries, they are joined with pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein now carries oxygenated blood to the heart. So exchange of gases takes place in alveoli. Okay children, so exchange of gases I have told you. Now respiratory system in plants. I am going to explain respiratory system in plants. Plants also respire, plants also they need oxygen to break the food. Okay, so how do they take the food? Respiration in plants. Exchange of gases again will take place. They take oxygen through the stomata. Okay, plants, they take exchange of gases takes place through the stomata. Children, during the day, all you know, photosynthesis process takes place and oxygen is released in that process and that is utilized by the plant. But during the night, these stomata take air and take oxygen. This oxygen breaks food in the plant and releases energy. Okay, so plants respire through tiny holes or opening. We call this stomata. Stomata trap air and exchange of gases takes place inside plant cell. Roots, children, they also respire because it cannot give the air to the root. The roots directly by the diffusion They take the air is there in the soil. They take air directly by the process of diffusion, like amoeba. Okay. So, roots buried in the soil require oxygen for the plant to survive. Plant roots take in oxygen that is available in the soil. If roots cannot respire, children, what will happen? This cannot work, okay, because it will not get the energy. For proper root respiration, what farmers they do, they keep on tilling the soil. Okay, now children, there are two types of respiration. We are coming to the two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. And what happened? Food plus oxygen, it gives out, when oxygen reacts with food, it gives out carbon dioxide, water vapor, and large amount of energy. But in anaerobic respiration, oxygen is not present. So oxygen is not there. Directly food breaks, okay? Food breaks and it forms ethanol, okay? Or ethyl alcohol. What do we call that? Ethanol? Ethyl alcohol. Okay? Plus carbon dioxide plus energy. But the amount of energy is produced in anaerobic reaction is very less. And here it is more. This anaerobic reaction takes place in small organisms like bacteria, yeast, okay. This anaerobic reaction takes place. Sometime it takes place in human body also when we run, work, we do heavy work or exercise. Otherwise it takes place in yeast, bacteria and fungi. So the difference is energy is given out in this gradually. Here it releases suddenly. I'm going to tell you the difference between the aerobic respiration and combustion. Okay. Aerobic and anaerobic is clear. Now aerobic respiration and combustion. Children, what is combustion? When we burn anything, that is called combustion. When we burn anything, we call that combustion. So what is the difference? Here energy in aerobic respiration and energy in both the cases, food here requires oxygen, here for burning oxygen is required. That is why we are comparing. Energy is given out here gradually, धीरे धीरे निकलती है. Here energy is given out suddenly, like when we burn gas, it gives out energy suddenly. Energy is given out in the form of that can be used by the organism. Here energy is given out in the form of heat or light. You have seen when we burn the gas or paper, it gives out heat energy in the form of heat and light. Energy is stored in the body in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This energy cannot be stored as ATP. Okay, children? So that's it. Thank you.